set the alarm off today.
He did over in the, what you call get mad, he cussed John out the other day. I heard John had to come to your house and get the, and then he cussed John out, but it was the mailman's fault.
Oh, the mailman went in the door and
Front
set it
door.
off?
The front door. Because nobody was in the building, just, you know, turn the alarm off. So the one man had to come from home and sheriff was up there.
I thought they might have changed the codes since they're putting in new keypads.
Well, they haven't done it yet. I asked him, he said they haven't done it. They dropped the keypad, but they haven't set up everything. So you thought that the man.
You guys ready?
Ready. Yeah.
We gonna wait on Steve or what?
Is he coming?
He's not gonna make it.
What's up with Nate?
Well, he didn't tell me, but he's still sick.
Sick.
COVID.
Well, I guess nobody told me that, so I'm glad we communicated. Yeah. I never have been told that. So that's good to know. Okay, so, good evening, everybody. Today is Tuesday, December 29th. It's 6 o'clock, and we're going to have a closeout meeting. We'll stand, do the Pledge of Allegiance, and get the meeting started. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'd like to have a moment of silence to honor our military, firefighters, sheriff's deputies, and road workers as they serve our community here and abroad. Thank you. Have a roll call, please, Tracy.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Present.
Trustee McGuire.
Present.
Trustee Mann.
Present.
Okay, so did you pull up the agenda?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. First thing on the agenda is old business. Resolution. Do you know what resolution we're starting with tonight, Tracy? Did you look that up?
I forgot to.
Let's see here.
I've been doing so much I didn't know.
Anyway,
I think I posted, have them all posted though on the website.
I'll go, that's where I'm headed.
I'm so busy trying to get this stuff. I think it's
And so 122 is the last one on here, and it was the authorization to hire 6 probationary firefighters.
okay, so we're starting at 123.
Yeah. Okay, so resolution 20, old business is resolution 20-123, adoption of 2021 budget.
So what we got here is again, and I gave the revenue to Steve, but again, all he submitted to you guys is appropriation. I don't know how you can approve the budget with just what you're going to spend and you don't know what you actually have. Yes, I know that you don't have the final amount rollover, but I can tell you just by the estimate, just on the general fund, that's how far I've gotten so far, that we only have about $554,000 in revenues if we have the rollover as of the 18th of December.
How much was it?
Approximately $554,000 right now today, or as of the 18th. And he's proposing to spend $621. I don't think we're going to get $70,000 more, even when I close out all the POs. I'm just guessing, but I don't think we'll get $70,000 more.
So I pulled up the 2020 budget, pulled that budget, and the general fund on that one, we had proposed $467,650,000. So that's an increase of, wow. Calculator out.
Well, even on this one, it says 553. on the one he proposed, he's showing you the 553 and the 621?
2021 final appropriation.
That's
Okay, so we're
2020.
going, there again, you're talking about, we're using appropriations as a budget. That's not the budget. The
Right,
budget,
that's just expenditures.
correct.
And you need to have the income, and for you guys to approve, you need to know a whole budget. And I did give him that paperwork, but I'm not quite sure why he's not giving
Well,
that.
and there again, when we did the budget in 2020, it has income in here, projected revenue.
Yeah, he provided that to you last year.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but this year, we don't have projected revenue. When you do a budget, you have to have what you got coming in so you know what you can put out. Let's see, so.
There's some places that I've gone through here where we can get more accurate on the numbers instead of rounding them off. But based on the percentages you guys approved on the salaries, we can cut some of those down. But I don't know if we're gonna get $70,000.
What was the budget set for 2020?
It's a, what do you mean it's set? What do we?
What we approved?
I printed that this today, that's the 2020 budget.
But but what's on here, that's what you approved, but what's on this paper, the 553,143 is what ended up being the final appropriation. That's what you approved.
That's what we spent.
Right, in 2020.
What was that number again?
553,143.74. And that one that he just handed you was the kind amount he initially gave you guys to approve. But once we got everything into the budget, it changed a little bit, once we got all the numbers in. Because that budget, what you gave Mr. Mann, was before you guys finally approved it in January. We ended up going into January and February because we had all those other issues and you guys had to approve it.
We went into the first of the year with a temporary budget. We did not finalize the budget until after the first of the year.
Correct.
Okay, the we ended up spending in 2020 553,143.74.
No, that was the budget.
That was the budget.
Yeah, we didn't spend
That's
it.
appropriations.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was appropriation, correct.
That was the appropriations.
That's what we appropriated to spend,
So
but we
let's
didn't
see.
actually spend all of that.
Okay, so right now we're talking about 554,000, which is about what, $870 right around there.
No, now he's proposing 621,000 for this, for 21. He's proposing 621,100. 621,100 is what he's proposing for 2021. That number, our first number I gave you was what 2020 was. He proposed 621,100. Again, this is just the general fund. And as I said, we only have, as of the 18th, when I went and did a little quick thing, we only have 554,000 and some change. I'm at that 621. I can't put a budget in UAN if I don't have appropriations being less than the income, the revenue. I can't do it. So we're gonna have to go with temporary budget. We should not approve a permanent budget. And we go through this each year. Temporary budget is fine. We don't have to have a permanent budget till 1 April. We just have to have something to start the year, to pay people, to pay our bills. And as the year goes on, we'll have to meet again before April 1st to finalize the permanent budget. And I suggest that we meet at least one more time to just check on how the budget's doing. That's a new thing we probably need to do, because at the end of the year, it's just horrible. We have to rob Peter to pay Paul to try to pay the bills at the end of the year, because we don't go back and look at the budget.
So you're recommending another temporary budget, just like we do every year?
Correct.
Of what?
What do you mean of what? Second, what do you mean?
So we just declare a temporary budget?
Yeah, go ahead and just declare a temporary budget, then I'll come back in January's meeting, and then you guys will approve or disapprove or look over what we have and approve it. And then, at the end of March, we'll have a meeting to do the permanent budget. The reason why we have to do this is because mostly our general fund. Because we just don't have the money, we don't know what we're gonna have, we're real tight. You know, bigger townships, with people who have more money, they can go and do that permanent budget, but even since I've been here, we wanted to do a permanent budget, but we ended up having to do a temporary. Because of our general fund, we just don't have that money to estimate things, because we don't have that slack in the revenues versus the appropriations. One day we may have that luxury. We would never have that luxury. And we can change, and it's easier too. It's not a lot of rigmarole you have to go through to change a temporary, but once I get it in the system, I don't have to go to the county yet and tell them, do all the paperwork to tell them to change it. But once we confirm with permanent budget, then I have to go, every time we change something, I have to go to the county and get an official certificate renewed. So it's better in the beginning not to do a permanent budget until we're more stable in our budget.
Okay.
That's my suggestion again, they're temporary. It's less work on a lot of people. It's a little bit more work on us as a group to get these budgets done, but we need to look at it. I suggest we look at it a little bit more often, so you guys have a better feel of where we're going in the budget, besides the reports that you have.
So do you need any paperwork to be able to stay on a temporary budget?
I guess you could verbally approve that I'm gonna provide you one, or we're gonna go with temporary budget, and I'm gonna provide you with one in January. So you guys can approve it, and then we'll have to set another meeting to look at, what we're gonna approve as a permanent budget at the end of March, or somewhere in the middle of March, maybe the first meeting in March. That way we can get this started, and I can go ahead and start putting this in the UAN.
Why March?
Oh, we could do it before, I'm just saying at the latest. Because April 1st is the due date for the permanent budget. At the latest, it would be in March. Yeah, you can always do it before, once we get the temporary budget and get going, we can always,
This will do a roll call vote then to stay on a temporary budget. So, I'll make a motion to stay on a temporary budget. Any questions?
maybe a second.
2021.
I'm sorry, yes. I'll make a motion to stay on the temporary budget for 2021. Can we roll call, please, Tracy?
You need a second first on the table.
Okay. Anybody want to second that?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, thank you. So now can we have a roll call vote, please? Tracy?
Trustee McLaughlin,
Yes.
trustee McGuire,
No.
trustee Mann.
Yes.
So is this gonna be 21, 23, or just a roll call vote?
So we will, that motion carries, and we will stay on a temporary budget for 2021 until further notice. So that's all it's under old business. New business. Can we use that same resolution number, Tracy, since we never used that one? The budget? Are you gonna keep that?
That's what I asked.
We just voted.
Well, we just voted on 123, so.
Well, we didn't, I didn't say, I just made, okay. I didn't state we was voting on a resolution, I just said the motion to stay on that. I didn't say anything about the resolution.
So what are we gonna sign?
And then we was gonna sign anyway.
There is a paper with this,
It says
with the
permanent.
resolution, but it said we can change it to temporary. We could say the board of trustees do hereby adopt the 2021 temporary budget, except this isn't a budget, so it still isn't a budget. We could go with the motion to then, maybe you need to rewrite it so that I'll provide you a budget in January to sign, to approve. But we'll go with the temporary budget until you get the one to sign in January. And so, and then we'll decide on the date when we'll work on establish the permanent budget. That's my suggestion. So it's up to you what you want to do, if you want to change that. You did a verbal vote. Do you have to have a resolution for a verbal vote? Verbal?
I don't think so.
Do you have to redo the motion again? Or it's already voted? 'Cause you're gonna
It's already
vote
voted on.
Okay, so.
Okay, so new business, township operational guidelines.
So that would be 123 then, right?
Yep. Okay, so this goes. Okay, so when you start going through all these resolutions in the operational guidelines,
This one, yeah, okay.
huh?
Why did this one come out of a stack of resolutions? Is there a reason why they made this one resolution?
I don't see a resolution to pass all, I didn't count how many of those are, all those in one pass.
I mean, because the list that we got doesn't start off with that one.
No. So that 123 will again go to the first resolution, 2021 trustee officers, president, vice president, and trustee. So,
What's the resolution number?
123.
okay, so I'll make a motion, we talk about resolution number 20123. Jefferson Township Board of Trustees do hereby swear in, I vote we make Roy Mann president of Jefferson Township Board of Trustees.
Don't have a second on that, Mr. President. I make a motion to swear in James McGuire as President of Jefferson Township Board of Trustees and Roy Mann as Vice President.
I'll second that motion.
So we have a motion on the floor to adopt resolution 20-123. Jefferson Township Board of Trustees swear in Jim McGuire as President of the Board of Trustees. Any questions? Do I have roll call, please? Tracy? Hmm?
Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, McLaughlin,
No.
trustee Mann,
Yes.
trustee McGuire.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Again, we ask to put signatures on each of these resolutions. And if not, so you guys just have to sign on a line, make a line at the bottom of the page. Oh, that's gotta be a, yeah, we'll have to do that.
Okay, so next one. So the next one on here, is not quite matching up, administrative office hours, is resolution number 20-124. Jefferson Township Board of Trustees approved Jefferson Township Administration Office open 9 to 12. And then the holiday schedule is on the same paper, what I have. And there again, it's not quite right. We need to make some changes on there.
Well, it's okay, because we'll put it on here and it won't have a separate one, when a holiday won't have a separate one.
Say again?
We'll just make it 124 and the holiday one will just be combined with the,
Yeah. So, I mean, they had 17 days in 2019. The feds give 8. We tried to get 16 in 2020, when you got 10. And here's the paper that when we signed it last year, the changes we made. And we gave them 10 holidays. We'll do the same thing again this year.
this is 13.
Huh?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 days.
Here's the paper we signed last year. It says
Oh, I
110.
know, I mean on this one, the
Correct.
new one. Yeah.
Correct.
Is it in,
So what we agreed to in the year we're in 2020, needs to be the same. I mean, that's 2 more years than the feds give. So, basically, you take away the Friday after Thanksgiving, you take away Christmas Eve, and you take away New Year's Eve. Take away those 3 days. We agreed to that last year. Here's the paperwork that we crossed out and initialed and signed everything on last year's paperwork. And, I mean, they give them 10 holidays.
So we're gonna be for 1921, we're gonna be the same as we were for 2020.
Correct. So the variance on the variance is here, you take away, as I said, you take away the Friday. He has Thanksgiving observed, but over on the side, we have Thursday and Friday, not Friday. Christmas Eve, you don't get Christmas, take away Christmas Eve and take away New Year's Eve. We agreed to that last year, so it'll be the same thing as they did in 2020. So you put that on there, Tracy, and we'll initial it and sign it.
why are we not changing, the policy?
Okay, so if you look at the employee handbook, it states those 10 days.
Okay, so, I just wanted to make sure, if we want these holidays changed, instead of doing a resolution, why don't we just do it in the policy and then say the holidays are in the place now?
I don't know why,
Okay, so what am I taking off of here?
you're taking off, it says Thanksgiving observed. You're taking the Friday off after Thanksgiving.
So is that the 26th?
Yes,
Okay. And then,
December 24th, Christmas Eve, and December 31st, New Year's Eve.
so
Those are not an employee handbook.
27th, they're getting Monday off though. On Christmas.
Yes.
Instead of Friday.
Yes.
Why don't we take the Monday?
Right, that's what I'm thinking, take out the
Christmas
Monday.
Eve.
On the federal government, they would give you the day before, so Saturday give it to you, and the Friday, Sunday they give you the Monday. If Christmas is on, that's how.
Give them one day, whichever day you want to give them. So you want to give them Friday,
The Monday, take the Monday away.
Right, take the Monday.
take the Monday away and give them Friday. Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay, what was the other
So
one?
you're still honoring Christmas Day, but you can honor Christmas Day on Friday.
Want to get it at Christmas Eve
Eve
and
off.
Christmas Day. 2 days.
Are we taking New Year's Eve off here too?
Yes, so Christmas falls on a Saturday in 21.
We wouldn't take off New Year's Eve because that's, Saturday is New Year's Day. So you would give them New Year's Eve, right?
So, just go back to the employee handbook. New Year's Eve is not a holiday per the handbook.
Yeah, but New Year's Day is, right?
New Year's Day
And
is,
it's on a
yes.
Saturday,
Yes, so then they would get
Friday, the 31st.
the handbook that has to follow New Year's Day, it has to follow in 2022, so it would be January the 3rd.
It says, the holiday falls on a Saturday when observed on the preceding Friday in this handbook.
Okay,
While holidays that fall on Sunday will be observed on the following Monday.
okay,
That's why I'm saying we need to stick with this handbook.
yes, okay, that's true.
So you're saying giving them Monday off also?
No, if the holiday falls on a Sunday, give them Monday. If it falls on a Saturday, give them Friday. That's what the handbook says.
All right, so what day are you giving for New Year's?
Friday the 31st.
Okay.
So I'm only taking.
That would fall for both Christmas and New Year's, because they're both on a Saturday, so
Right,
it'd be
so
Friday for both of them.
24th for Christmas, 31st for New Year.
Yes. And
Okay.
then, which we keep track of it when we do the time for 2022, we don't give them the third off, because they already got it.
Right.
Okay. Don't give them that. It'd be so much easier just to the holidays go for the employee handbook. So much
So
less-
that's what it should be, saying in the resolution, and then if you want to be more specific, state. But it should be clarified in the resolution the next time, called the employee's handbook,
Yeah,
until you change the handbook.
okay.
All right, so did we get a second?
So we even made a motion yet. Make a motion, we adopt resolution 20-124. The Jefferson Township Board of Trustees approve the Jefferson Township Administration Building office hours from 9 to 12, and then the holidays we spoke about.
So can you read the new holidays into the record?
We might out of the handbook.
Well, actually, they're not, the dates aren't really in the handbook per se. They are.
Correct. New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day. And then it proceeds to follow, it proceeds to state, holidays that fall on Saturday will be observed on the preceding Friday, while holidays that fall on Sunday will be observed on the following Monday.
Thank you. Do we need a second on that?
Yep.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to adopt resolution 20124. Any questions? Give a roll call, please, Tracy.
Trustee Mann,
Yes.
trustee McGuire,
Yes.
trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
I have to write an extra because it's not on. Again, you have to find it, sign it. This is also, the holiday schedule that goes with that. I mean, the payroll, that's also